Hey y'all, so in today's video, I want to talk to you about how buying my first home at the age of 28 turned into a nightmare. And some of you may think that's dramatic, but once you hear what I have to say, you'll see why it was a nightmare for me. Maybe it wouldn't have been that dramatic for no one else, but it definitely was for me. I'm not going to get into any names or specific details, just for the sake of protecting myself. So back in 2024, at the age of 28, a month before I turned 29, I closed on a home. Let me just say that up until closing, everything was so unorganized, all over the place. It was a mess, and several times I tried to back out. Several times I tried to walk away. I was encouraged by my realtor to hang in there, trust the process and keep going. So I did. Biggest mistake I could have ever made. Ever made. I was 28 years old. And let me also say, I'm recording this video to help those that are wanting to buy a home, not to discourage anyone or scare anyone from buying a home, especially, their first home. But it is to raise awareness of the things that goes on in the background when you are buying a home. It's just, it is what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm not going to be around the bush. I'm making this video simply to help others, like I said, and raise awareness about the things that go on that are not right. Specifically in the Black community. I am not making this video for anybody's sympathy, nor am I making this video to be criticized. If you don't agree with anything I'm saying, feel free to move on. So, back to the story. So, I went through the home buying process. I had got a new job, and I was working prior to that, but my credit wasn't 100% great, and it was only because I had got a couple credit cards that I had used, and I was ignorant when it came to credit cards, all of that. Now I'm a credit repair specialist. I'm board certified, and yeah, I see the error in my ways now. So yeah, I messed myself up when I got those credit cards at an early age, like fresh out of school. I got credit cards and got credit card debt immediately. Which that I'm going to get into this a little later, but that's some of the reasons that I do what I do with credit repair and just building a financial firm overall to help people that were struggling just like I was and still continue to struggle to this day with different things as far as finances and credit repair, things like that. So, so my credit wasn't great. I had been trying to get home since like 2022, off and on. Like I said, I was working. I did have like side hustles, income coming in, all of that, but it never seemed like enough. It was either my credit wasn't good enough, or it was just a lot of things that was going on that prevented me from being able to buy a home. So when I met this my realtor, when I met her, and I had a conversation with her, I just really felt like she could help me. And me and her had several conversations prior to her seeing this house for me. And she knew my situation. She knew everything that was going on in life, as far as, things that were hindering me from being able to buy a home. And she assured me that, she had me. So I fully put my trust in this lady because she seemed genuine. She seemed sincere. Like, I definitely am not on here to bash her in any kind of way. But I definitely put my trust in her. And again, it wasn't the right thing to do. Moving on. If you know my realtor, do not put her name in the comments or anything. Just, like I said, again, this isn't to bash her or anybody else. I'm just telling my lived experience, things that I went through. So, like I said, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I did want to raise awareness about things that go on behind closed doors when it comes to buying a house. So, we did find a house. Actually, my realtor called me because I had given up on the process for a little while. I told her, like, look, I'm just going to chill for a few months, work on some stuff, and I'll, reach back out to you when we're ready to purchase again. She contacted me, said she had found a house that was really nice, and she just felt that it was meant for me and my family. And we took a look at it from the pictures and was like, okay, we want to look in it. And then when we came to look in it, the people that were here before us, they it was really dim in here, and then some of the issues you couldn't see with all of their things in here. It wasn't an empty house when we came in. It was all their stuff still in here. So a lot of stuff was covered up, and we walked through, and like certain areas we would ask for more lighting and stuff, and they were like, oh, that doesn't work, or no, the light is broke, or something like that. It just needs a new chain. Things of that nature. Okay, cool. Overall, it looked like a really nice house. And don't get me wrong, it really is a nice house. It just has a ton of flaws. When I tell you it got so many flaws, I'm going to explain y'all how. So, we were living in a gated community. Well, it was apartments, but it was gated. We were living there for a little while, and then we were still on the lease. But the person that was over the apartment, she told us that we basically could break our lease with no issue. So we did that, but due to us having to pay another month of rent there, because we initially started the process with one lending company or bank, whatever you want to call it, the people that was going to help us get the home loan. We started with one company. That person was very shady. She made like she could do so much for us. She told my realtor that she would help us, and she was just giving us a runaround. So my realtor did find us someone else that she's worked with in the past that give out to help us get a loan. So a USDA loan. USDA loan, pretty much you do not have to put down a down payment. It doesn't require like 3% or anything like that. Now, I did have like a self card that I was paying off to help rebuild my credit, and I had a balance left on there. So if you got a balance left on a card or something, then they will expect you to pay that off first. And at this time, everything was just very unorganized. Like we had a trip planned around the time of closing. Everything felt rushed, but at the same time, everything felt like it was dragging. We was getting the runaround when it came to a lot of different things, and I just wanted to wash my hands with it. I was like, I texted my realtor and was like, I actually don't want to do this no more. We just gonna wait for a better time, all that. And she just, kept talking to me. She would call me and she would, try to pep talk me and tell me to hang in there. The process that I'm going through is normal. It's not nothing wrong. They do all this extra stuff. Protocol basically is what she was saying, is that everybody goes through this, and she would give me examples of other people that went through similar situations, all of that, and I really did appreciate her for that. So we went ahead and on closing day, after a whole lot of back and forth, up and down, round and round, it was just so much drama in between. Like, it would take me all day in several parts of this to really explain to y'all what went down with this situation. But I don't want to drag this out. I want to tell y'all what's mainly important. So we finally got approved for the loan. The realtor that was working with these people, yeah, she was very shady. I'm gonna say that. And Come to find out later, after closing on the house, like I said, I was 28 when I closed on this house, and we now have a like $30,000 repair bill. Yeah, and it's not, and I know some of y'all gonna say, well, just give the house back or sell it or go get a lawyer and all this and that. Trust me, we're following protocol. Things take time. Also, it's not as easy to get a terrible house off your hands once you have closed. It's a lot of stuff that was not revealed during closing. It's a lot of stuff that we personally feel was hidden and covered up. Some things we even personally asked. We personally asked the homeowner and his spouse or whatever. We asked them about certain things with the house. They told us no, and yeah, it's a lot of things that was covered up. It's a lot of things that was lied about. And like I said again, ain't to bash nobody, but at the end of the day, we having to deal with this on our own because they did refuse to help us. I've said on this story so long that yeah, I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna come back with another part, a more detailed part. But I did just want to say, like, some quick tips for anybody that's trying to purchase a home. Because the thing is, when you're trying to buy a home, people, they want to show off your keys. You getting the keys to the house and, the decorating and all this and stuff, or whatever. And yeah, that's cool. That's fine and dandy. But what about when your home is literally falling apart right before your eyes and none of this was revealed to you prior to you closing on a home? Then you reach out to them, the homeowner, previous homeowner, for assistance because, like, yeah, y'all didn't reveal this. And they refuse to help and they're rude about it. Yeah. So, believe me when I say it's getting handled. But, make sure when you get an inspection, first of all. Do not, if the house ain't as is, get an inspection. Do not waive your rights to an inspection. When you get the inspection, make sure you are there at the inspection. Make sure it's a reputable inspection company. Yeah, because a lot of stuff was missed during the inspection. Yeah, stuff that should not have been missed. We've had several professionals come out here and say, oh yeah, this should never pass inspection. So yeah, get an inspection. Make sure it's a reputable inspector or inspection company. Make sure you understand what they are required to inspect and check for. During your contract, when you do a contract on a home, make sure these people, whatever they agree to fix, make sure it's fixed before you close off on anything. Like, a lot of this stuff seems self-explanatory, but it's not, because it was a lot of things that I did not understand that they were supposed to fix, but did not until after the fact, until it was too late. Please do not do that. Do not cheat yourself like that. Do not put all your faith in your realtor. The homeowner. Don't trust everything they say. Don't take everything they say at face value, because at the end of the day, they trying to sell a home. The realtor's trying to get commission. The inspector trying to get paid. Everybody got an ulterior motive, and everybody ain't honest people. Let's put it that way. Everybody not as honest as they claim to be. They working in these industries and fields where they have to deal with people and sensitive situations, and everybody ain't built the same. I'm gonna say that. So when a realtor, an inspector, a appraiser, a homeowner, whoever, when they tell you something about a home that you interested in, you need proof. You need a document. You need it written down. You need to go the extra mile. That's what I'm saying. Go the extra mile to make sure that you are buying a good home. You should not move into a home and it's problem after problem after problem. You move into a home, the roof needs repairing, the floors need repairing, everything needs fixing, everything needs repairing, everything breaking down at this point. Like, yeah, No one should have to deal with that. Like I said, I bought this house at 28. I never bought a house before that. So it was a lot of things that I was not aware of until now. It was a lot of things that I didn't know about. Not to mention, a couple people ghosted me when I reached out for help. But that's a story for another day. I ain't going to keep harping on it. I really hope this helps y'all to be more, do your due diligence when you're trying to buy a home. Make sure that everything is everything. I hope this video helps y'all. And I am, another disclaimer, I'm not a realtor. This is just my own experience. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment or send me a message. If you want, if it's a personal question, send me a message. I do not mind responding and helping in any way that I can. And yeah, bye y'all.